Good afternoon, everybody. Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and we're going to paint some envelopes together this afternoon. And I'm just painting the invitation envelopes that I bought at the thrift store. And to protect the sealant, I did double-sided tape there. So if paint gets back here, it's not going to bother how I can seal these because I'll just use the double-sided tape. So I have 6 envelopes that I'm planning to do, because what you can do is paint some and set it aside, and that way you can do fronts and backs as you go. So I'm just going to put the raw ones, the blank ones, off to the side here and see how everybody's doing. Hi, Mrs. Gigi. Hi, Brittany. Hi, Janet. And hi, Holly. I don't know how long I'm going to be stable. I've got a bad stomach. I woke up with it this morning, and it's not made me go to the bathroom anymore or anything like that. It's just I feel bad. I feel not so good in the tummy. So we're going to do what we can and see how far we get. But I'm going to do up these 6 envelopes, and then what I'll do is I'll just pick 6 people and fill these with a few little bits and mail them out. It'll be to the folks that are here, of course. It's not going to be, just random. So I'm going to write down Janet, Brittany, Mrs. Gigi, Holly, Eileen Moore. So you're in South Carolina too, Eileen. I'm in Greenville area. And Terry. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 people I've written down. It says 9 are here, and one of those is me. So anyway, Williston, South Carolina. It sounds familiar. Is that down closer to the beach? It is 46 degrees here, Brittany. Lona Adachi is from Sumter. Lona, like Donna. So welcome. Got some new faces. I hope everybody's ready for the holidays. I won't say just Christmas because there's other holidays out there. Hi, Gertie. Scott and I went and did a little bit of Christmas shopping before he had to be to work. They're having the employee feel good kind of thing where they hand out trinkets of some sort today. So he had to go in to work early to go to that. So, all right, I'm going to try to keep track of everybody that's in here, and then I'll just randomly draw some names. And I've got 6 envelopes here. And after I decorate them, I'll fill them with just random stuff, maybe a napkin and some handmade embellishments and things like that. And there's Cheryl. I'll put LS, little sister. All right. So let's paint some envelopes. What I've done is, like I said, I got 6 invitation envelopes that I got at the thrift store. I've got 4 different shades of blue, green. Well, no, I've got 5 bottles of blues. Okay, because these are going to be winter themed. And then I've got some white and some cream. And of course, black and silver. And I forgot one color I need. Hang on. And orange. Then I've got some stencils, bubble wrap, a set of curlers that I use to make circles. I've got a cork. I've got an empty paint roll, not paint roll, tape roll. I've got a variety of paint brushes, stencils, and sponges. And that's what all I'm going to use to decorate these. So I'm going to start with just a blue. And what I do is I do the same thing to every envelope. And I'm just going to randomly spread this blue around, set that envelope aside, grab the next one, do the same thing. And I figure somebody will probably message me or call me. I tried to share that I was going to go live on Fibsville as well as my Facebook group. It can be shared anywhere else if somebody wants to share it, that I'm live. Let's put some of this over on this other one. Mainly right now, what I'm trying to do is get some color on here. And I'm going to use a variety of blues. But like I said, I'm going to use this blue first on all of them. I need to do something for the postal workers because they always comment about my envelopes when I take decorated envelopes up there. Joan Bell is here. Okay. Thanks, Janet. I'll put everybody's name in a bag and then pull somebody's name out. I'll have 6 envelopes, so I'll pull out 6 names. I'm going to try to keep track of everybody that comes in. And if you spread your paint with a Bondo spreader, that's what this is. You get it nice and thin. By the time you get to the 6th envelope, the paint on the first one is probably dry enough to do the back. So I'm going to do the back on this one. And if you want to stand them, up on end, just stick them in between your paint cans, paint bottles, whatever you're using for paint. I'm going to do that. I'm going to kind of space my bottles out so I can stand these up. This one looks drier. And for anybody that wasn't here when I started, I've put double-sided tape where the adhesive is. That way, if paint gets on the back, it won't gum up my adhesion ability, if that makes any sense. Teresa, did I get Teresa? No, I didn't get Teresa. Teresa. Oops, I got way too much that time. And remember that saying, sometimes it looks worse before it looks better. So it might look like I'm just blobbing paint, but by the time I'm done, if anybody that's regular, and if you're new, the regulars will tell you they don't look messy when I'm done or crazy or anything. All right, so I'm going to say I'm done with this blue. I'm going to set it aside. Sana? Okay. And that's Terry L. Did I get Terry L? I got Terry Cleveland. Don't have Terry L. I'm trying to write down everybody's. And Teresa Church. I bet this is Teresa Church over here. All right, so now I'm going to grab another blue, and this one looks like it's the same as the other, but it's not. It's a different shade. So put some of that on. I'm just trying to get a base color on here. Okay. This weather is crazy, you guys. We went from just really, really cold in the 30s and 20s. And then it went up to like 70. And now it's turned back cooler today. And it's currently 48. So it's gone up 2 degrees in the last few minutes. It's like it doesn't know what it wants to do, this weather. But I could stand for it to feel a little bit more like, Christmas. Janice, okay. What's Janice? Okay, Janice G. I'm just writing you on my drop paper. I'll have to rewrite them out on little pieces of paper. So I hope everybody's done with their shopping or pretty close if they're doing shopping. We got some things for Scott's siblings that are coming for Christmas. I think I've been put in charge of the other sister-in-laws he got for his sister and the brothers and brother-in-law. So I think I'm in charge of the two sister-in-laws. So I got to deal with that at some point. Kind of hoping my stomach will settle down. And I didn't mean to offend anybody on Facebook about the bologna sandwich made on white bread, but bologna is not really good for us. It's a processed meat. And I was just trying to, encourage people to be more healthy. Wasn't trying to offend the bologna eaters. But in fact, I like fried bologna sandwiches myself. I hated them. When I first moved down here, I'd never had a fried bologna sandwich. And she said it was a Jersey thing. And I was like, I didn't even know that. I grew up in upstate New York, and I'd never had fried bologna ever. So I was kind of like, I'm not trying to attack anybody. I'm just saying, it's processed meat. You don't really know what's in there. Oh, yeah. I don't miss New York for that reason. The whole 18 degrees or minus 15 or, that kind of stuff. Kids down here would never understand the going to school with snow and ice, because down here, if it's calling for an inch of snow, they shut everything down. Of course, most people down here don't, they've never had any experience driving in snow, so it's probably a good call to tell us all to stay home. Doesn't stop everybody from going and clearing the shelves for bread and milk. Okay, remember I'm laying a background. So now I got to go back and do the backs of the envelopes. And if you wipe down the envelope, you have less tendency of getting paint up under your flap anyway. Oops. They start getting soggy after you've put a bit of paint on them, but it all works out in the long run. This one doesn't need much more paint to cover it. And this is how you get pretty drop paper too, because you're smearing this paint around. Oops. Oh. Oh, Teresa, I'm so sorry. God, that's my son's age. So sorry. I just can't imagine losing someone that young. Sharon Lombard's here. Okay, thank you. So just get a base color down on your envelopes. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to stencil and sponge and all kinds of fun stuff on top. Oh, and I better write Sharon down. Sharon Lombard. Whew. Making a mess. And I am lifting my flap when I put it between the paint bottles, just so it can dry quicker. This one doesn't need a whole lot, so I'll probably squeeze out way much. Kathy Whitney. Oh, I meant to show Danny Coleman's Christmas card before I got started. Now I've got blue on my fingers. I'll show Danny's card in a minute. I've got some other cards, but I've already hung them up. I got a card from Kathy Whitney and several other people. And they're across the room, so I can't just see who they are from. I've already sent reply Christmas cards back out, and I finally got around to the family Christmas cards, so they went out a couple days ago. Uh-oh, that's too much paint. And if your post office people tell you you can't mail things like this, they're full of it. Go to a different post office that'll let you do it. Because I mail these all the time. And they think they're a hoot at the post office. All right, so we're done with all of the envelopes, just like that, with that color. I think I'm going to switch to a sponge and do a little sponging on here, or maybe stencil. Let's do some stenciling with some of these other shades of blue. I'm going to lay down. Yeah, I got Kathy Whitney. Thank you. Yeah, Mary must still be out and about. She said she was going to try real hard to get home, but I bet she went to Hobby Lobby. Sana, I'm going to give these envelopes away to 6 people that have come to chat today. I'm going to draw 6 names from those that are here, and I'm going to mail the envelopes out. That's why. Everybody's trying to make sure that I get everybody's name down. I don't know if I've got everybody's name down or not, but I'm trying. All right. Oh, that's the one I just did. So I want to add some of this other blues. I've got 3 more blues, and I think I'm going to stencil some like this design on here. So I'll just put out a bunch of this paint now. I got my sponges here. And this is where the fun starts happening, because you start seeing the designs come alive on the envelopes. Okay, we'll set that over to dry. Whoops! About sent it to the floor is what I almost did. Thanks, Janet. It is a pretty blue. Get these on here. Yeah, I might need to make a trip to Michael's or Hobby Lobby or somewhere like that, because my one sister-in-law, she likes to do scrapbooking and card making, that kind of stuff. So I could get her some stuff from there for Christmas. Just, random stuff, maybe some adhesives and things like that I could throw in a stocking for her or something. All right, let's see. See, these are almost dry. Not all the way, so I will try not to do this. Sharon above. Becky, I received your card and awesome tags and gingerbread. Oh, yay! I'm glad they made it. I got a envelope in from my quilting group, because we did they call them a cake block swap, where you swap 10-inch squares. And one of the gals reused one of my Painty envelopes, and it came undone in the mail. I was so glad the squares actually made it, but I wanted to make sure she knew, it had opened, and, to let her know that I did get the fabric, but if anything else was in the envelope, it was gone. So And I don't mind people recycling the envelopes. That's fun. That means they get to travel even more. I was glad the fabrics weren't damaged or anything because I have a project in mind for them. I really don't want to go out again. Traffic's really crazy right now. But I will. Don't want anybody to feel left out at Christmas. I don't know what we're doing with my family. There's not been any real plans spoke of, so. And my sister that's 5 years younger than me just had knee replacement, so I don't know if she'll be up, for traveling around anyway. And she usually does stuff with her, her smaller family. So I don't know. Kind of hoping I finally get to meet my son's new gal friend, but we'll see. He wants us to meet her, but he went and met her parents this last weekend, so maybe we'll get to meet her finally. And she works at the emergency vet's office. So she's an animal lover, so she's got brownie points already. She doesn't know she's already earned. How about that? Oh, golly. Okay. So I'm done with that. All right. Now I'll plop that down in the water. Oh, Joanna. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. All right. So now, let's see. What blue was that? That was this blue. We'll set it aside. And then I've got this blue. And I think I'll put some of this shade of blue dots on them. And we'll start back at the other end again with a fresh sponge. And go flip back to the front. Actually, I think snowballs. Remember, I'm just laying a base out on these. I don't plan any of this. This is all just random. I'm not planning a thing. It's just grab and add that stencil. Wherever it hits, that's where it hits and falls. Some of them I won't get it on as thick. Some of them will be really thick. Some will be very, very, very pale. It's all about the layers. Okay. I'll come back to the first one, put some on the back. one down here. Just layer it up. And see if you wipe across the stencil, you get even a different look instead of dabbing. This way you get cleaned up off the stencil too. Here we go. Done with that one. See, that didn't take long. Nancy? Oh, Nancy. Oh. Oh, I wanted to say something too before I forget and move on to the next thing I do add on here. If you've sent me a friend request on Facebook and I haven't responded, it's because I can't place where we've met. So if you can shoot me a message on Facebook, just message me and say, hey, this is such and such, and I watch you on YouTube, or or I'm a member of Fibsville, or this, that, and crafts, or whatever, just so I kind of can picture where you're from, because our real names and our YouTube channels don't always connect us properly. Does that make sense? Samantha Owens. Hi, Samantha. All right, I'm going to set this stencil aside. We're done with this one. I'm not going to use it again. So let's see, where can I set it? Back by the mic, I guess. There we go. All right, I have some other things I can use. I have one more blue. Is this the same color? This is a navy blue. Is this navy too? Nope, that's ultra blue deep, ultramarine blue, desert turquoise, ocean blue. So we'll add some navy. Let's do navy with bubble wrap. Oh, Eileen, there's a place in, what's that town? If you look up allaboutfabrics.com, it's a fabric warehouse kind of closeout business here in South Carolina. It's not too far from Greenville, but they're only open one weekend a month. And it's generally the first weekend of the month. Like, they'll be open, I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. And they're only open those days. But you can get fabric at a discount. But they also have some craft supplies. Like, they had beads and stencils and stuff. And that's where I got this. It's called Heart Medallion, but I don't know the company. And that's where I got that stencil. I had actually picked up two of them, and somebody won one of those in a live like this, where I just do something and then, put it together and send it out. I'm kind of mixing what was left of those others just so I can do this. And it doesn't look like it's showing up much, but it'll add just a little bit. Give it just a little bit more depth. And that was the navy. That was this one. I need more paint. Probably squeezed out too much that time. I'm all the time looking for stencils and stuff. You know, when I'm out thrifting, or if Scott and I go to someplace like All About Fabric that carries just random stuff, because that's how you get them inexpensively. Joggles and those are fun. I just can't always afford to order from Joggles. Barb and Chris. Okay. Barb and Chris. I think I already put some on the front of this, but it's not very dark, so we'll add a few more. All right. I like to do these envelopes in multiples instead of just one at a time, because you can do so many if you do like this and are working on multiples, because you can set it aside, and let it dry some, and you can move more quickly, and you don't have to use a heat gun as so much. And do you clean your bubble wrap? Because I don't, because then when this is dry and you use another color on top of it, sometimes it'll pull some of this crunchy blue back off. So we're just going to set that aside to dry. Barbara Clark is here. Hi, Barbara Clark. I'm making a thorough blue mess at the moment. All right. Let's do a little bit of cream. I'm saving the whites for later. Let's do some smaller curlers here in the white. In the cream. And this is going to be just to dip it in the paint and make circles on it. This I might have to speed up because this is going on a little thick. So we might use the heat gun here. So if I lay these down here, let's wipe that up so I don't get it everywhere. This way you can see all of them. Now that we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here of all of this. All right. Oh, Kathy's got to go get firewood. Janet is a busy beaver. this is all just paint and stencils and, you know, household stuff. So anybody can do this. So you don't need special equipment. I mean, you can cut your own stencils with punches. Just make you some stencils with recycled plastic. Anything to get you started. We all started somewhere. We didn't all have everything when we started. That's for sure. I know I didn't. The reason I'm spreading this out is so it'll dry and I'll have a pretty piece on my drop paper, because I reuse my drop paper too. I turn it into cards and stuff. And it's like an unplanned decoration. All right. The white, the black, and the orange are being saved for the very last thing I add. So the only other color I have that I want to add to this is silver. So I really want to use, do I want to use more dots? No, let's use this one with the silver. And then the very last thing, I'm going to put a snowman on the front of every single one of these. So that's what the black, white, and orange is for. And I've got this silver. It's the Waverly Metallic Silver. And I'm just going to put some of this down. Fibvillians, welcome to Fibsville. I think I'm just going to pour a little bit of this out somewhere here to stencil with. And if you mush like your circles or might not be dry, don't worry about it. It's part of the decoration. Just say you've added texture. So I'm going to add some of this silver on here. Silver just pops on this blue. I really like it. I'll look at chat here in just a minute, and I got way too much silver paint out. So let's dry this a little. Thank you. We're done with the silver. I'm not going to use any more of it. You got to be careful with the metallic paints. They'll bubble even faster than acrylic paints if you get them too hot. Just from my own experience. All right, now I'll put some on the back of all of them, of the silver. Lucia? All right, we've got all that silver paint. I could just spread it out. That's a lot of silver paint. I wonder if I have anything in my bag of scraps that I could add some silver and have it look really cool. Well, let's just put it on some brown. Get another sponge, Becky. Don't want to waste it, do we? I mean, this is how you can make painty paper too. Just grab your scraps when you have too much paint out, and then you've instantly made painty paper. All right, I'm gonna set this aside to dry. Now I've got some silver paper. Whoop, whoop. Carla, welcome. Got lots of. Carla said she wanted to be reminded, and I tried to send out that I was going live. I tried to share it. Sorry for the shadows. I have windows open today because I'm trying to let sunshine in. It's that time of year where sickness is around, and they like nice, warm, dark places to grow. So I give them sunshine, and if I can, and it's warm enough, I open the house totally up in the winter, at least for a few hours. Oh, and Shelly. Hi, Shelly. Didn't see you come in. Shelly Carlson. Shelly. Shelley. Like that spelling. That's cool. People always want to put 2 C's in our last name. It's only 1 C. Or an MAC. It gets spelled all kinds of crazy ways. Okay. Now, the main reason I got the big tape roll out is I thought that's how big I'd make my snowman's head. But I think that's going to be too big for these envelopes. Because, see, that would take up that much space. Unless I had him hanging way off the page. But if I make a smaller snowman, like this, because it's just going to be his head looking up. I think I'll do that. So let me read what chat is and see how you guys have been doing, and we'll let this dry for a minute. Oh, you were chatting with your mama? Okay. Yeah, I think the big curler would be a better size. Yep, these are curlers. They came in a set. See, I've got all these different sizes. I've got a couple of extra sets too, but they won't fit in an envelope. But these make great circles, and you can get them at the thrift store. And that's the end of my unsweet iced tea. Bummer. So we're not going to use the big tape roll. We'll just use the biggest curler. Let's dry this one, and we'll get going on it. Still a little damp, but we're going to roll with it. So give me some. This is cotton ball white. There's just not much left in that one. Let's try warm white. Use the bottom of a paint bottle for the body. Oh, okay. Let's see, I'm going to do more just of their head. I'll show you. And I don't need the whole thing. All right. I'm just filling in his head right now. Mary must be having fun. Violet's here? Okay. I'll write her name down. For those that have just come in or came in a little bit later, I'm going to give these away to 6 people that are here today. And what I'll do is I'll just, I was going to just write down your names and pull names, but we might do random.org. And I'll just get it to pick 6 numbers between, 1 and 100 for me. But we'll do that at the end. This is definitely a warm white. It's more of a buttercream color than a true white, if you ask me. Maybe it's because it's on the blue. Or I might just do the names. I don't know. I'm going to think on it. How about that? Hopefully I've gotten everybody's name down. This looks so much like buttercream instead of true white. All right, I've got just that little bit. Uh-oh, I lost a sponge into the trash. No, no, no. Okay, I'm going to mix just a tiny bit of this ocean blue with it, just to give me a tiny little bit of a blue tint to this. Let's see here. I need some more white. Let's get a different white too. I put Bernadette out in her playpen because it's kind of pretty out there in the sunshine. There we go. That's a true white. It's extra white here. Let's see here. Now I've got way too much, but that's okay. All right. Just going to put a little bit of this toward the edge. I might come back over some of this with the white. I'll rinse this out real good and get some of the white once these have dried. This is helping cover up some of the underpainting so the snowman will stick out farther visually. And of course we got to splatter some snow on these bad boys too, right? Oh, I knew it. Give y'all 2 seconds and we're talking about food. Scott says, y'all always talk about food. I was like, yep, we always end up on food eventually. And if Mark's here, we end up on potatoes. But I hadn't seen Mark in a while. I hope he's all right. All right, so I've got some blue icy looking things now. Let me get another piece of paper out here. Oh, look, this one's already been done like this once. It's just a random piece of paper to pick paint up with. Set that aside to dry. Sue Thomas. Oh, it's my fault because I asked what everybody was doing. Oh, okay. Sue Thomas is here. Let me write Sue Thomas down. Four more names above. Goodness, welcome everybody. Rosie, Susan, and Kathy Berg. Oh, now I gotta get back down to the bottom. I hope that's everybody. I'm looking up here. Rosie Robin. See, I like coming on a little bit earlier because then I get the UK ladies that I never get to see in the evening. That's why I switched to the 3 p.m. Time Eastern so that I could catch up with people, on the other side of the earth. You just got the notification? Oh my goodness. Sherry. I might have to do this by numbers instead of y'all's names. I just don't want to miss somebody. Sherry Hubbing. Sherry, I haven't forgot you, and the doggy coat is coming your way because I got that doggy coat, and Sherry's the only one that said she had a doggy in the family that it could fit. So it's going to her. All right. I need to dry these some so we can go to the next step. Of course, I could pull the participants up and see if I got everybody. I guess I could still do it that way. I think. Because it's nothing but an envelope full of just random crafty bits. It's going to be flat so that, it doesn't cost too much and it'll get there safely. All right. Hang on just a sec, guys. I need a spray bottle. One of these. Need my cloth to cover the keyboard so I don't get paint all down inside my keys. We're making snow. We're making snow. Oops. Probably getting it everywhere. Move my mouse so I don't splatter it entirely. All right, that goes back in the water. Oh, there's Mary. Mary wants to know if Lucia is streaming today. I was just saying I like coming on a little earlier because I'm getting the UK ladies. You know what's good about crafting is it takes your mind off from, not feeling well and that kind of stuff. If you can just get motivated to do it, then you're not dwelling on your illness as much. But I know some days it's hard to get past the illnesses and the pain and all. But my tummy's feeling better since I've been crafting. So I'm going with it's making me feel better. All right, I'm going to save that white because we got to do the back of the envelope with the sprinkles. Mary, Sherry, and see, I think we're going to have to do the names because there's JL. I'm going to have to do numbers instead because I'm not going to be able to get everybody. I'm afraid I'm going to miss somebody because there's 41 people in here right now. Of course, I guess I could take roll call. We'll see. Oh, Callie wants to come in. Hang on. Did you want to come in, Callie? Did you want to come in? I thought you did. Come on. Come on. There you go, Callie girl. All right. Yeah, I'm doing live. You're going to have to be a good girl. The dog is out in the yard. She's not in her pen. She's looking at the pen like, where's the dog? And I'll probably put addresses on these with labels so you can peel the labels off and reuse the envelope if you want to. Yeah, I've run out of page to write things down. I'll see if I can get the participants to print off, and I'll go by that. I figure it'll be whoever's still here. That way I'll make sure, it's somebody that really would like to receive something. Does that make sense? I figure if y'all hang around until the end to get just an envelope, then you are deemed worthy. No. All right, I'm gonna flip these over. I uncovered the keyboard. We got to cover the keyboard back up because I'm gonna splatter some more. We got a snow on the back. Can't have snow just on the front of the cards. Oh dear. Well, the snow on the back has got some blue in it for some reason. But it'll be all right. Oh, I need to stand up because I feel like I'm wearing some of it. I bet my water is blue that I'm cleaning the brush off in. think it's set up against a sponge that had blue paint on it. All right, let's dry this and then we'll start working on the snowman. Mary will be live tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. I'll dry these a little bit and then I'll stand them up in between paint bottles over here so they can finish drying while I work on one. So to work on them, I need the blacks and the oranges. There goes some white paint. I just want these dry enough that the dots aren't gonna, run down the page when I stand it up. All right. So now let's put a hat on this snowman. Ooh. And now she wants back out. She came in to eat 4 pieces of cat food, and now she wants back out. Out. Now. She's getting testy. All right. I'm coming. It's my desire to serve you. Come again. All right. Looks like that glob of tar on Star Trek when they ate Troy. All right. Let's see here. Well, we're going to roll with it because I got it too far back. Okay. Oh, Mary's tuckered out. Let's see. Well, Scott and I ran down to Easley, and that about did me in. The traffic's kind of heavy. Of course, we always seem to go anywhere at lunchtime because that's right before he has to leave for work. So, yeah, our timing is just, with him on second shift, it just messes everything up schedule-wise. Debbie Vignolia, welcome. I've been trying to catch up on people's videos the last couple days, but I'm so far behind. I'm going to have to just say sorry. I'll try to catch up. Or maybe just start fresh in the new year and try to do better about watching videos. Whew. Okay, we've developed a plan. Our plan is to list the house in May. So that is the going plan. Mary went until her tucker was full, all tuckered out. Yeah, Scott wanted me to go with him to make sure I got the right. You know, when you've got a sister, you've got to have your wife go, so you make sure you get the right thing, you know, the whole female connection thing. Afraid I'm going to get in that black on the back. Yeah. Well, we're looking for a house up here, but we really want to get out of the Berea area of Greenville. I would love to live in Travelers Rest, but the housing up there is just not in our budget. We just keep kind of looking around because we're in a position right now where we really can't look at houses until we sell the one we have, type situation. It feels like we've been on hold for 4 years, and we're getting excited that it's getting so much closer. And we're comfortable with the idea of, you know, setting a date to list the house now. And May is supposed to be the best month to list your house because school is wrapping up for people that have children, and it's spring and everybody's ready for a fresh start, and it's supposed to be the best month to sell. So we're hoping it sells quickly. And Greg's talking like he'd like to buy a small house down there and stay down there. But then the next day, you know, he's all about, I've got to get out of the Columbia area. And so we'll wait and see, you know, where the boy ends up. All right. Now they all have hats. Now we got to go back through and give them an eyeball. And that's made out of coal, right? You live in Gastonia, North Carolina. That's not too far. Okay, so I'm going to give him a little lump of coal there. And then we got to give him some little coal dots here for his mouth. Uh-oh. It looks kind of funny with those. Let's wipe some of this. I got too much paint. Try not to pick up quite so much paint. You don't want just perfect circles. You want them to look like little coal pieces. Growing up in New York, we always used just the gravel off the driveway for the eyes, nose, and mouth. Not nose, but the coal pieces, because we didn't have coal. We used wood, but we didn't have any coal laying around. Besides, it probably would not be allowed to use coal for the snowman anyway, because that would have been a wasteful source of fuel. Oil. And I got out way too much black. And these are not anything, elaborate or wild or any of that. Just a little something fun I thought I could do today. He looks kind of mad. He don't look happy. Sorry about the angry one. That's a little better. Change his lump of coal around. Now I got to do something with all this black. Digging through the trash again. Not really trash, but it's my scrap bin. All right, well, there's that. And if we grab this here, I can put polka dots on the pink background. Set that aside. Let's see what else I've got in here. Oh, let's pull this piece back. Let's add some black dots to this. It's still kind of wet, but let's add a little black spots. This way you end up with random bits that you can pull bits for collage out of. I'm just trying to use the paint instead of wasting it. See, even this, you could cut it up for artist trading cards and have part of a background already done. That's why even your smaller pieces, save them. And you can put, other things on them and use them. Mitts is here. Okay. See, I think it would be fun to even swap for just like, little painty paper pieces like this sometime. We'll just randomly fill like a quart-sized freezer bag or storage bag with just little bits like this that people could rip up and use in their own art. See, just like that, I have music paper with dots. Trying to grab things out of here that have just a little something on them. Here we go. Look at this. This will be cool. There's a ton of paint on here. See, isn't that cool looking? So even if you've got just a little piece of something left that you don't think you'll ever use, save it to clean off bits, because then you might have a piece that's even more useful. And here I'm going to have all this dotted paper laying around. Maybe I'll stick some of this dotted paper in the envelopes. A little bit of dotted paper would be fun. Let's see what else I got in here. Because after all, I still have a ton of paper, a ton of black on this thing. I guess I could pull out another stencil instead of just using the dots, but I don't really want to dirty another one because then I have to clean another stencil too. And see, these just had just a little bit of color and now the black dots fill it in. One more. I'll have to probably go change my water on my paint. So some little pokey dotted papers. I still haven't finished my double dirty dozen that I was doing with Mary on Friday. Because every day, it seems this week, Scott has had to be to work at 2:30 instead of 2. So I've been kind of run. We've been trying to get, things for Christmas and other errands run. And what's today? Today's the 18th. Oh, it's just that time of year, I guess, where you have to feel like you're a chicken with your head cut off. Oh, there's Mary too. Mary too. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to go get some fresh water for my paintbrushes. I still have prompts 9 through 12 to do, but mine is so loud. It needs something to make it chill out because it's just my double dirty dozen. I just got to do something with it. That water gets hot. All right. Fresh brushes. Semi-cleaned up hands. Now these snowmen need noses. Yes, cats are most definitely welcome here. Mine are usually in and out 6 or 7 times while I'm trying to do a live, but it's warm enough that they've been bringing home mice. So the mice are alert enough to be about. I told him, I told Scott the other day, I said, these cats, a mouse or anything doesn't stand a chance around here. I don't know why, but this is my favorite paintbrush. It's from China, from Plaid, but I just like the tip on it. I don't know why, I just do. All right, carrot noses coming up. This one needs to be opened. And again, I agree with Mary. They need to have those little zip tie things so that we could get them open easier. Like they put on the salad dressing, for crying out loud. If they can put it on salad dressing, you'd think they could put it on paint. And Callie's looking like she wants, do you want to come in again? She's glaring at me. She's standing in front of the truck, glaring at me. Oh, we had a stray checking the truck out in the yard down at the house. So when we got back up here, man, we were in hot water. Callie was sniffing it, and then Howie went over and sniffed the truck, and they both were, their ears were flat to their head. Uh-oh, you got a storm coming in, Janet? We had rain, heavy rain for a couple days. And I was glad to see it go. Might have to do this in layers and let it dry because it doesn't seem to want to stick right there. I bet it's the metallic paint. So we'll do the best we can. I'm going to do numbers, Holly, because there's so many here. And I've run out of room to write names. So I think I'll do numbers. Whoops! Knocked a paint tube over. Can, bottle, whatever it is. Oh, that one must have told a lie. His nose got longer than the other two. Oh, Janice, I'm beyond the crazy cat lady stage. If Greg re-enlists in the Navy, you guys will have 7 cats. 7 bloomin' cats. That's why we wanted him to find a home for Sally, but now she's kind of grown on all of us. Yeah, it's bad when the cats keep finding you. Scott says we have a cat sucker sign on the front of the house. They're suckers. Just show up, be cute. They'll take you in. Shell. She used to be Creative Shell Bear. She and her husband, Cliff, they have the same problem. They have a sucker sign on their house, too. Yeah, we're going to have to do this in layers. This is just not wanting to accept the orange at all. But we've got time and we can do it in layers. Cute little snowman coming up. This one needs an attitude adjustment. He looks like he's in a foul mood. It's Christmas time, snowman. Better knock it off. Get in a good mood. Maybe this is the bah humbug snowman. Okay, let that dry. See what you guys are saying. No, I don't need 8. No. I think we have plenty. I saw another coal unit in the neighborhood. Looks exactly like him. And I told him, I said, you better stay away from the cottage. No more room at the inn. The cat inn here. Told Scott at the rate we're going, we'll need a barn to hold all the cats. Not quite dry enough. It's still not wanting to accept it. Well, we always used a carrot. There's a corncob pipe and a butt-in nose. 2 eyes made out of coal. Yeah. We always used a carrot on ours in New York, so I don't know. Maybe it's whatever you have. Whatever's the handiest to stick on your snowman. Woo! Made that one's nose bubble. Got it too hot. Too close, too hot. Let's try a smaller brush. So odd that it's like the oranges don't even want to work together. Let's see. This one's a folk art. This one's a folk art. This is a multi-surface, and this one's just an acrylic, matte acrylic. I don't know. Okay, Barbara. I got to say everybody's full name because we have Barb and Barbara. I'll be on a while longer. How about we just dot it on and see if that'll do better. JL, I wouldn't have even thought that. I've just always done carrots and I never thought about the words of the song. Isn't that funny? I never even thought about it until you said that. I wish I could see good at night. I'd go see a movie. I'd love to see Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers. And I wanted to see, what was the World War II movie? Oh, it's not Pearl Harbor. Why can't I think the name of that movie? And I know Scott wanted to go see Harriet Tubman. Maybe we'll do that this weekend. Sneak off and have a date. A date night. We don't do that for each other often. We're always doing and busy. All right, everybody's got a carrot nose now. You want to go see Mr. Rogers? Well, Mary, if you were closer, we could go together. We could go see it. It looks really good. And of course, I love Tom Hanks. I think he's awesome. Now I've got orange paint that needs a home. Let's see. Digging through my bins again. What do we got down here? Here's a couple pieces of craft paper. And this is already needing to be soaked, so we'll just grab a sponge and put the two oranges together and do them on here. One person's cleanup cloth thingamajig is another person's collage fodder. How about that? I'll stick some of these in these envelopes. Yesterday afternoon, I was watching Outlander series on Netflix. The season 3 is on now. And working just for something to keep my hands busy while I was watching, I pulled out my little boxes of stuff, and I made some journal embellishments for journaling. So I got some of that done up. I can put a couple of those in each box, in each one too. Let's flip it and get this paint here. There was another movie that came up as a commercial on somebody's video that I thought I'd like to go see, but I forgot to write down the name of it. I need to just look at the movie listings and see which ones sound good. Hi, Sharon Marlowe. Welcome. All right. So I can stick a piece of this. I can cut this down the middle and then cut it in 3, and that'll be 6. That's what I can do. And I'll have a variety of painty papers this way to send in too. So if everybody hangs around till the end, I'm going to give these 6 envelopes away that I've been working on. Oh. And I'll add labels for addresses so that you can peel them off and reuse the envelope. All right, so now I need these all dry so I can come in with a Sharpie and do some highlights and maybe a painty pen in white. Let's line them up so you guys can see them. Get this all dry so I don't goop up the back of my envelopes. All right, let me get something to write on. Not that. That's not what I want. All right. I cleaned up before I came on, and now I can't find anything. Okay, let me get to random.org on my phone. Let's add a 0 to that. And all right. All right. So everybody that's here, I want you to pick a number between 1 and 100, and I'm going to type in go. Maybe. And type in a number, just one number, and between 1 and 100, and whoever's first to the number, you know, I'm not going to worry about duplicates. It'll be the first one that lists the number. Okay. And 1 through 100, one number each. I've said go. Y'all can put them in there. And I'm going to give away these cards, these envelopes, and I'll put just random stuff in them. So let's see, we've got 42 in here. It's looking like we're getting pretty close to everybody having put a number in. All right, I'll give you just a couple more seconds, and then I'm going to type in stop. So if you haven't put one in, and don't worry about duplicates, it's first come, whatever. And we're going to do stop. All right. The mods got in there after, but I'm going to let those two do because they're so busy. I'll just do a capital stop. There we go. So no more. And let's see what we've got here. I don't know if you guys can see this. I tried to change the thing. Generate. Did it do? Oh, it's not doing it. Okay. All right. First number is 90. Second number, 22. Third number is 40. I'll just do it one at a time. 54. I thought I had the one that it would just do it once, but that's okay. 58 and 66. All right. So let's go back up here. Somebody got 22 on the ball. That's Giovanna. All right. So 90. Who got Nancy has 89. Did anybody else get 90? Nancy? She had 89. She had 22 on the dot. 40. Who's closest to 40? without going over. Kristen has a 36. Married 2 has a 37. JL was first with 22. I see Giovanna. Well, let me, you know what? Let me. It's on live chat, and I have Chris C. at 18, Lucia at 55, Sue Thomas 42, Giovanna at 22. From the top down. So then 40 would be, is it Nancy? Or Mary 2? Mary with 37. That's Mary 2. Mary, and it's, I saw it, and now, where is Mary? Give me a minute, guys. It's TEU. All right, who's closest to 54 without going over? And the first one. Lucia had 55. $51. Mary has 51. Our Mary. Is anybody closer without going over than Mary? Mary gets it? Okay, Mary. All right, so 58. Who's closest to 58? Scroll back up here. Oh, Janet's one over. And Lucia was at 55. Is it Lucia? I think it's Lucia. Would you guys agree with that for number 5? Because the number's 58. I think it's Lucia with 55. And I forgot to write down what Mary had. Mary had 51. And then the other Mary had, I forgot what she had, 37. All right, so the last one goes to whoever's closest without going over 66. So if I scroll back up here, I see Deborah, River City, has 66 on the dot. Would you guys agree that it was her? I think so. So Deborah. I'm going to put my email address in here so you guys can send me your address. Because she had it 66 on the dot. Whoop, whoop. Oops, not capitalized. All right, so I need y'all to email me your addresses. The only ones I know I have for sure are Mary and Lucia. The other Mary, Giovanna, Nancy, and Deborah, River City, I might have yours, but I'm not 100% sure. So now I'm going to do the doodly bits. We got to give him something to be looking at. So let's get our silver pen out and give him his, let's see here. I need a silver pen, a white pen. some. I'm hoping Santa's bringing me some Sharpies, some narrow point Sharpies. I told him to. I said, Santa, I'd really like these. And I've also taken to doing like Dee Dee and just using a big type pen. They actually write really well on painted surfaces. I was kind of surprised. And I actually am using the ones you can buy at Dollar General. They look just like a big pen. So let's do some doodling. Doodling do. Got to give him a star up here to look at. Put it where they can't put a stamp on top of it. Yes, my stars look funny. This Christmas has been kind of strange so far, but in a good way. Connecting with family that I've been kind of distant from, which has been kind of a unique experience. One more. I might actually maybe put an actual star in the middle of it all. Here we go. We'll just use these as Isn't it funny how sometimes you'll be doing something and a memory will pop in your head? Oh, Terry had to go. Oh, bye, Terry. I was just thinking about when I was real little, I was put in charge of bringing the star into school for this Christmas tree. So I was in elementary school. Well, my grandma was in her late 50s, early 60s when I was living with her, and I was at that age, and she did her best to make me a star, and she used a piece of cardboard and she covered it with aluminum foil. And I remember how proud I was of her for making that, so I'd have it to take in. And then the children picked on my star, and I was so hurt because it was like my grandmother made that with love, and because it wasn't store-bought, the other children picked on me. I thought that was mean. I've always been one to think, gosh, that's mean. Why do you want to be mean? That memory just popped in my head. Don't. Thanks, Nancy. And I wrote down y'all's names so I know who's getting an envelope of goodies. If you don't mind homemade stuff, I'll stick some homemade stuff in. I mean, my grandma was living on $300 a month. That's what she got for Social Security. And we had a garden and we, butchered our own animals and that kind of stuff because I grew up on a dairy farm. That looks almost more like a Christmas tree. All right. So I'm going to use this silver on his hat just to denote where the rim is. Maybe like this. Yep. You may do with what you had, And I guess that's why I've gotten to where I'd rather go thrifting than go to a regular store anymore. I mean, we were in Kohl's earlier getting something for his sister. I would have had much more fun thrifting than to be in Kohl's. Isn't that funny? I've been trying to get, if you send me a card, I've been trying to make sure I get one right back in the mail. Oh, speaking of cards, let me show you what Danny made me because I thought somebody else might think it was a cool idea too. Look, she punched out little circles and made a tree out of it. Isn't that a cool little card? Hi, Mary Hill. And this was from Danny Coleman. And I just thought it was so stinking cute. And it looks like she used painty paper, or maybe I don't know what this is, but she's got just a kind of a generic background, but then she put the Christmas tree and some snow on top of it, and it just works. I thought it was adorable. And that had to take some time to glue all those little pieces down. So I need to get her a card put together. So we've just been making envelopes, and I gave these away just a few minutes ago, and I'm just finishing them up now so I can go put them in the mail. I'll fill them up with some stuff. This poor guy, his hat's crumpled, and I don't know, maybe the rabbit jumped on it or something. That weird magician's rabbit. And I painted up these envelopes. What on earth? The guy that gives his tractors a ride just went by with an empty trailer, so he must have let somebody else use his tractor. I know what's wrong with this one. I didn't bring the black right there, but he'll be all right. Let's give him a little glint in his eye, maybe a little bit on his charcoal mouth. It's just the little things you add that can change it. All right. Let's see if we can make this work here. See if the carrots are, put a little outline on the carrots. Maybe some wrinkles in the carrots, or the little the little wrinkle lines that carrots have. So it looks like a real carrot. And give him a line around him to kind of pull him out the background. All right. I had a stack of cards the other day, and I thought about just putting them out in the mailbox, but we have a problem with somebody pulling things out, and the lady down the road, she had put her bills out the night before with the flag up, and somebody took them and somehow cashed $1,500 worth of changed her checks to made out to them and got $1,500. They'd never get that much. I don't have that much in my account. Now, why would you do that to somebody, especially a senior citizen that can't get out to the post office? That's just, that gets up next to me. Bloop, 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 bloop. Man, I haven't even finished my November jam journal. Isn't that horrible? I printed the list off of what I need to do, and that's as far as it went. All right. That poor girl up at the post office, she's going to be beside herself trying to figure out where to stick the stamps. I'll put stamps on these so she won't have to do it. I'll do it. So my leg's been bothering me again. I guess I'm going to have that surgery, but it's going to take a while because we got to save up for our portion of it because it'll be the new year. And I can't be down right now. I can just make myself work through it for a while because Scott needs all the help he can get to get the house ready for sale by May. I'm tempted to put a call out to family to come help and give them a list of the dates we'll be down working on the house that they could come and help. And if they truly mean that they will help, they could be there on those weekends. But, we've just gotten accustomed to, we just do it ourselves because, usually we can't count on anybody else. So that's why Scott and I do most everything for ourselves because we've always had to. It's just the way it is. Yeah, little things like this, just, pull it all together. So see, now it looks like a framed art. Thank you, Mary Toe. Oh, I am glad I gave you an idea, Sharon. So here's our little guys. Now, if you wanted to, you could maybe come in and go around and outline some stuff, but I kind of wanted the snowman and the little star. Oh, you look, I didn't put a star on that one. Did I do it on all the rest of them? I did. So let's make a star on this one. Is it a perfect star? No. Are stars actually shaped like this? No. They're just hunks of rock. I guess it makes us feel good that we have a star shape we can bring to mind. All right. Well, that's that. And it is 5 o'clock, 5:13. Oh, I see Peg. Hey, Peg. We've just been making some envelopes, and I gave them away. And Nancy, Giovanna, Mary Two, Mary Abrams, Lucia, and Deborah at River City are each going to get an envelope. And I'm going to just put a few things in them. I did the fronts and the backs. So this will bring a smile to the postman's face too. You know what we ought to do just for fun? Let's take this pen and give him a little dimple. Let's put a little dimple on here. Maybe it'll even make the one that looked a little grungy. If I give him a dimple, maybe he won't look quite as grungy. See, this one just looks grouchy. Give him a dimple. Maybe he's got his mouth full. We'll just say he's got his mouth full. He's not grumpy. He's chewing on candy. It's rock candy. Ah ha ha. Oh, Violet had to go. Bye, Violet. Yeah, Mary's going to be on at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Bye, Kathy. So I see everybody needs to get going and do stuff, and I probably should go and walk the dog around and, pretend like I can finish my housework around here instead of playing some more. But I am going to try to fix my I'll show you where it's at. My double dirty dozen I did with Mary on Friday. Let me move the polka dots that I just did off from here. See, this is where I'm at with it. And yeah. Oh, and I was going to show you guys the baby. This is a foam stamp that I made while Mary was carving. I made this. So next time we get together, we'll make foam stamps together. So if you get just the thin cuttable craft foam, the kids' craft foam that's just thin, that's what I made this with. And this is just a piece of recycled cardboard. And I'll show you guys how to make stamps like this. Okay. So that's next time. This is what I got to fix this afternoon with 4 more prompts and hope it turns into something I can make something out of. And anyhow, yeah, that was my New Year's baby. The only thing is he needs a crown. So I might cut a crown and put it on there or make a crown foam stamp out of something else. So Janet, stay warm and cozy inside, and I will see some of you over at Mary's in a little bit. And thank you so much for stopping in. Bye, guys.